You know, folks, one of the most egregious parts of social media and legacy media is the wanton lies, the propaganda, and misinformation.
I made a video the other day asking people when was the moment that they came to the conclusion Donald Trump is racist.
For years now, ever since Donald Trump came down that escalator, I wasn't a fan of his, by the way. I wanted to vote for Ted Cruz. But when he came down that escalator, suddenly he went from being the most popular man in New York and one of the most popular celebrities in America and popular businessmen to being a pariah. Why? Because he had the audacity to run as a Republican, not as a Democrat, even though he held many values that the Democrats had, and that was my suspicion with him. And I said openly before he got in office that I feared that he's a Democrat in sheep's clothing, that he's not a true conservative. But I'll admit freely that during the time frame from 2016 to 2019, or 2017 to 2019, those 3 years, Donald Trump was the singular most conservative president, one-term president in the history of the Republic, and turned out to be a true friend of conservatives and of the Constitution. And that's why he's demonized. And one of the biggest things are the attacks on him is Donald Trump is a racist, Donald Trump is a Muslim, Islamophobe. It's all nonsense. Every now and then, someone comes along that clarifies this. And this is an absolutely brilliant video. I'm going to show you a couple excerpts of it from someone named King Hundo, the stroke of genius. This is on TikTok, and I'll say he's done a very good job making this video. I'm not showing the video to get clicks here. I'm showing the video to give him attention. This video is now being circulated and retweeted and retweeted and retweeted on Twitter, and I'll do the same, but I'll do it with this video and direct you to his TikTok account. I don't know if he has any other social media presence, but this is absolutely incredible. And this guy needs more support because he's clear-headed American who speaks, and people are going to listen because of what he says. I tell them the same thing. They don't listen to me because they're bigotry and racism, because my skin pigmentation is insufficient. But this guy has just 4,500 followers on TikTok. That's only a quarter of the size of my TikTok channel, and I'm not even doing it. I don't know if he just started the channel, but this should take off. Now, what's scary is the video that he's produced on TikTok has just 277 views when I looked at it. But it's already got tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views being recirculated on Twitter. So let's, if you're on TikTok, let's do this guy a favor. Go over to TikTok, watch the video, and like it. Comment if you want, and if you don't mind, become a follower of his on TikTok, because he deserves it.
For me personally, it was the very fine people on both sides thing.
But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Anyway, let's take a look at a couple things he says here about debunking the lies about Donald Trump, starting with the most obvious one about Charlottesville. He takes that and he says why he first thought that Donald Trump was a racist. And then his opinion changed when he actually did the research for himself and didn't drink the Kool-Aid being fed to him by social media and legacy media and Democratic and rhino politicians.
I remember seeing that clip and feeling like, wow, maybe he is racist. And I just happened to come across this video on YouTube. It basically said that the clip was edited and that I should go back and watch the entire clip. So I watched the entire thing. It got to that point where he says very fine people on both sides. And I'm like, see, that's exactly, I knew he said that. There's no point in me even continuing to watch this. And then it goes on and it gets to the part where he's like,
and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally.
So he said he wasn't talking about the neo-Nazis and white supremacists. Why would they show me part of the story and make me feel like this?
And a salute out to King Hundo for being an objective, clear-thinking, honest person. And that's what's needed in this world. You don't have to be a friend of Donald Trump, but you do have to be a friend of the truth. And he does a great job explaining that. Let's watch.
Even in the presidential debate against Joe Biden, he brought up the very fine people thing.
He said, I think they're fine people on both sides. What American president would ever say, Nazis coming out of fields, carrying torches, singing the same anti-Semitic bile, carrying swastikas, were fine people?
Kamala Harris just brought it up on the recent debate.
Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side.
People are still saying it even though it's been debunked. Snopes just added this shit in 2024 that was a lie. It supposedly said in 2017. He dropped out of a presidential race because white supremacists joined his same party.
I'm not going to be running. The party is, as you know, self-destructing.
When you say the party is self-destructing, what do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined, a bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party.
So what say you, audience? What do you think of his video? It's a long one. It's 8 minutes. Hopefully you've gone and watched it and you come back here and left a comment, or you've commented on what he said in this brief section here. But let's go give him some followers over there and see if we can't rack up some numbers on his account. In fact, I haven't been on TikTok for probably since I was in South Africa a few months ago, back in June. And I went there just because of his video. I had to search and find who the source was. It wasn't easy because it's been retweeted so many times, and other people put their TikTok symbols on top of it with his content. But this is his content. Let's go thank the guy and show him some love. God bless.